Hello, sweeties! So it's September 6, 2020, and Mars goes into reverse on Wednesday. 3 whole months. Nightmare. So imagine driving all the way from, say, Johannesburg to Cape Town in reverse. That's how it feels for the planets, and ultimately, of course, for us. Mars is the planet of courage and excitement and sexuality and passion and creative vuma. All these wonderful energies are being put on mute forever. Well, for a short time we'll cope. Which means, of course, that we start to experience all the negative crap that goes with Mars when it's in a bad mood, like anger, frustration, intolerance, violence, sexual abuse, on and on. But let's not get all miserable about this. There is also the intuitive side of these energies. We can drag out our inner magician and get creative. We can use these magical powers in a positive way. For a start, we'll obviously be careful driving. We'll be smiling instead of yelling, and we'll be doing our very best to charm the pants off anyone who's giving us a hard time. And after that, we'll bring out the big guns and convince everyone to become our adoring slaves. Nah, just kidding. Wouldn't that be nice? Thanks for listening to Astrology with Linda Shaw. Don't forget to subscribe. It's free, and press the bell thing. You'll be sent reminders. Let's get to the stars. Virgo, my little ice cream cone. How are you coping with all this drama that makes you feel completely out of control and utterly useless? And the bad news is that there's more on the way. So, Mars goes into reverse for almost 3 months starting Wednesday. And what does that mean for your sex life? It's true. The libido has already started its descent. You can almost feel the wilting. And the ambitions have virtually disappeared, and what you're left with is frustration, mild irritation, and a general sense that life has ground to a halt. Fabulous! Enough of that. Now that you know it's coming, you'll prepare. You'll get introspective and spiritual and creative and optimistic, and you'll make lists, and you'll take your time with everything. Actually, this could be exactly the break you need. Just relax, adjust your specs. Everything is happening at exactly the right time. It's a universal rule. That's it for Virgo. Libra, my little bunny rabbit. Okay, so all the hierarchies have changed, and you have to figure out who believes what and who's in charge of whom. It's all very confusing. No sweat though. The point is, everyone, apparently, is entitled to their own opinion, provided it's the right one. For now, just go along with what makes everyone happy. It's very much what you're good at. When you've figured that out, though, decide what's important to you and work on that bit. And make sure you choose your buddies with care this month. The last thing you need is for your motives to be misunderstood. So what are your motives? You'd better figure out that before you start yelling. If you behave, there's money to be made, but tread very carefully with these mad planets. They could actually help you, but only if you guide them very gently and treat them with enormous care. That's it for Libra. Scorpio, my little watermelon, are you having a hard time? Actually, not so much. It's just that someone's dumping all their crap on you, and for once, you're not buying into the games. Well, good for you. And don't fret, that little tweak of doubt is not trying to tell you what an evil witch you are. It's just asking you to take your time with the next move. In fact, you might start with some very basic communication, provided you're finally feeling brave enough to tell the truth. If not, sneak off and hide somewhere until you're stronger. Meanwhile, do not take your peculiar personal life out on the guys at work. The fact that the planets have gone bananas for everyone means that everyone is feeling as weird as you are. So how about helping each other out? Damage control is about the best you can hope for now. That's it for Scorpio. Sagittarius, my little lotus blossom. Take very special care this week. You're going to be impatient and irritable with everyone, and you will almost certainly lose your cool and clobber someone over the head with your laptop. Then, if you're not very careful, you'll have to spend the whole of next week apologizing. So, first of all, forgive yourself right now for behaving like a loony, because it's not really your fault. And then, let's work on conquering our fear of change, which is what this drama is really all about. The point is, all the planets of creativity and passion and excitement are all moving in reverse for a while, which leaves you feeling like a soggy blanket with no future. Just remember though, this is all in your head. So try using the energy to tune into your inner genius instead of a ranting nutcase. And that's about more than enough to keep you busy for now. That's it for Sagittarius. Capricorn, my little sunflower, listen. We might as well get it out in the open. You are not going to enjoy this week. You know that thing? I've got one nerve left and everyone's getting on it. That's you. And so what? You can't be expected to behave like a saint every single week. And this is your week to sulk, rant, throw things, and generally tell everyone to piss off. Perhaps you could warn them in advance though, maybe, up to you. But the real point here is that everything is turning upside down, in which case this is the perfect time to make some changes. Money in particular is coming at you in very different ways, so put your energy out there. Think about different business options, buy lotto tickets, open a millionaire savings account and put a few bucks in every week, visualizing it growing to an enormous size. You know, when you've done all that, you can get back to ranting and throwing things. That's it for Capricorn. Aquarius, my delicious little passion fruit. You know, having a good mind is mostly fabulous, but it can also be a huge pain in the ass. You know that thing you do when you're feeling cornered or insecure or just generally frustrated? You use that brilliant mind to make really cruel little digs at everyone who loves you. This is not good. Neither is that wonderful passive-aggressive trick of yours. You know, arriving 3 hours late, getting sick at the last minute, losing the keys, developing a terrible headache. Right. So you're not going to do any of these things, in which case what are we left with? Firstly, maybe decide to keep your mouth shut the entire week, the whole week. Nothing good is coming out of there. Secondly, visualize your perfect life. List your desires and see yourself in that picture. If you can manage all that, it will have been a really good week, more or less. That's it for Aquarius. Pisces, my little cupcake, what is your problem exactly? You've been checking your temperature every 5 minutes, haven't you? And clutching your stomach whenever you've got an audience. This isn't even hypochondria, it's just boredom. You're looking for attention because you're bored with the routine. And that, of course, is one of the most important lessons you have to learn in your lifetime. How to handle all the admin that comes with living in a physical world. Your problem, of course, is that you live in a land of fantasy and romance and angels and fairies. And none of that includes bank statements or making lunch for 5 annoying kids. So, you have to ground yourself. Get outside, plant a tree or a flower if you want to start small. Stand barefoot on the grass and inhale earth energy through your feet. Start with that. Make it a routine. You can do it, sort of. That's it for Pisces. Aries, my little strawberry. Do you feel as though someone's holding your head underwater? It's hardly surprising. Mars is your planet, and it's going into reverse on Wednesday, which means your poor little subconscious is already preparing for a fight with the universe. And it knows it's got no weapons. This is weird stuff for you. You have no idea what it means to stand about feeling helpless. When you're cornered, you start fighting. It's what you do. And here you are, being thrown into a world in which all your weapons have been turned into sort of soggy marshmallows. So you'll just have to surrender, which is not actually as scary as it sounds. When you stand back and look, you'll see that most of these fights weren't even worth the trouble in the first place. So this week for you is about smiling, laughing, taking nothing seriously, and having wild, passionate sex with total strangers. Actually, maybe not that last thing. That's it for Aries. Taurus, my little rosebud. Has your safe little universe been tossed in the air? Excellent! Here's your chance to completely rewrite your script. So exciting! Firstly, think about what makes you feel safe. It's a basic Taurus requirement. And then get all those things as far as you can organized. Maybe something beautiful for the house, some plants, an insurance policy, you know how you love those. Better security. Sign up for a new course. Whatever. Get what you need. Obviously, no Taurus ever has quite enough money, but let's just work with what we have. Now, take a look at your emotional stuff. You're in one of those moods where you want everyone with you, even if you're all crammed together in the same cardboard box. That's just fine with you. So sure, collect a few buddies, but do not declare undying love for anyone this week. Your motives are very foggy, so just stick with the basic stuff. Be kind to yourself. That's it for Taurus. Gemini, my little kangaroo. What's going on here? Suddenly your life's slowing right down to a panic and you're wondering what's happened to all the excitement. Remember, for you, excitement means drama, danger, exhaustion, running from the cops, generally behaving like a nutcase. So in fact, you should be starting to feel mildly grateful that you're being given a little break. The question is, what are you going to do with it? How about figuring out your next career move? Right now, the career looks as though it's not going anywhere in particular, which means you can breathe for a while. But before the end of the year, you'll be looking for new stimulation as usual. So start thinking about what you'd really like to be doing. If you haven't discovered your true passion yet, just work with what you've got. Take a step, learn something new. Open your heart to new opportunities. That'll slowly get you onto the right path. You'll see. That's it for Gemini. Cancer, my little cream puff. You're going to need all that optimism now. The planets are deeply confusing, yanking you forward and then pulling you straight back. It's enough to drive you crazy at the best of times, and as we all very well know, this is most certainly not the best of times. So, this is the time to make use of all of those incredible talents you know about and trust. There are loads of them, and by now you've already discovered which are your favorites. Now, of course, we've got last week's full moon energy pumping through your veins, reminding you how powerful you are. You can do amazingly well this week, even with all these crazy planets. Watch the markets, listen to the whispering voices in your ear, ask your guides and angels to help. You can make some big money now. And let's not dwell on the love life, too tedious, too ghastly. Let's focus on getting rich. Excellent. That's it for Cancer. Leo, my little lion cub. You're doing that wonderful thing you do so well. You're in the zone. You're focused. And you're revving those engines. The love life, of course, is hilarious. In fact, it's probably bordering on nuclear by now. So try not to storm out just yet. You don't actually want to leave, if you're honest. You just want to behave like a brat for a while. So find some children to play with. Throw water bombs at each other. That should do it. And now, let's get back to your career, which is a whole zone-worthy thing and is about to be fabulous. Something big and really interesting is on the way. The only snag is you'll have to hide that giant ego under your hat for a moment and pay attention. This is happening to you, but it's not about you. It's better than that. It's making your future bigger and better and wider, and keep your ears to the ground. Listen carefully. This is your moment. That's it for Leo. Thank you, delicious creatures, for listening to Astrology with Linda Shaw. This is the perfect time to start believing in your own magic and to make something fabulous happen. So whenever you're out there in the world, protect yourself in a bubble of silver light. Wear some gold as well, actually. That gives you finances and success and yummy things. Then ask your angels to help you. And keep smiling, even if you don't feel like it. Smiling lifts your vibration. Give it a bash. Now, if you'd like to subscribe, just press the button. It's free. And have a great week. Remind yourself every 5 seconds just how amazing you are. And give yourself permission to succeed. It's really important. Bye now.